start. So identifying leaders. And it was, as I said, that last week we did a very wonderful session where all of you contributed so well and were so to the point that overall it was a very good session, full of learning. Many insights were there. So, but still, let's recap. Last week we started with the example of biryani. So, and Saddam liked it because it was about biryani. So,
Right.
what we talked, yeah, what we talked that the quality of rice, quality of chicken, mutton, and the spices is very important if you want to make a good biryani. So it does not matter how good the cook is, if the quality of ingredients will not be good, he will not be able to make a good biryani. And then we use the example of John Maxwell, which he has given in his book. And he said that his friend who makes guitar, his name is Bob. What he does, he invests a lot of time and effort on getting the right quality of wood. And why he does that? Because he says it does not matter the quality of the people who are manufacturing guitar if the wood quality will not be good. So if the wood quality will be the good, guitar will also be good. And the same thing applies to the leadership. It does not matter what is the culture of the organization, how much time and effort you are putting on the person. If the candidate or the employee or the staff is not good, he does not have potential, you will not be able to develop him as a leader. So that's why we are talking about 6 areas that will help us identify the true potential leader. Now, 3 we talked last week, and the first one we talked is assess the need. Assess the need of the leader. So before that, why leadership is so important? Because John Maxwell says that leadership is influence, nothing less, nothing more. So when we are going to identify leader, we should be very careful and we should understand that who we are going to identify. We are going to identify leaders. So what we need is in him is the person who has the ability to influence. So the first thing we are going to check is to assess the need. Now, how to assess the need? Understand what we actually need. So, for example, if we have to be on the top of the tree, if our vision is to see ourselves on the top of the tree, then the mission for us is to climb the tree. So, who we need in our team to climb the tree? Do we need horse or we need a squirrel? We need a squirrel because squirrel can climb the tree. So that was the first thing, assess the need. Second thing, we talked that where to see those leaders, where to see the potential leaders. And the area we found is within the organization because we know the person already. He is already fit into our culture. And most of the time, he is already influencing somewhere. He's already influencing someone in the organization. So that's the reason we should first see in our organization for the potential leaders. But sometimes what happens that there is a gap between what we have and what we need. So if we have to climb the tree and all we have in our organization are the horses, then we need to go beyond the organization and look for them. So that was the third area, that go beyond the organization and look at them. So at that time, we discussed that there are two important factors. The first one is to have a right interview process where we really ask the right question and assess the person is really fit into culture or not. And then there was one very interesting thing. Someone said that, okay, 30 minutes or 60 minutes is not much to assess the person. But in the end, we are not hiring a criminal. So when you hire him, you can have a right onboarding process where you can really tell him that, see, this is what we need in you. And he can tell us that this is what he needs from us. So a proper interview and a proper onboarding process can help us find someone who can fit in our culture. Now, today we'll talk about another 3 areas that we should know to identify the true potential leaders. But before that, let me ask one question. Indeed, there is a one quotation that no team can win without great players. So the question is, no team can win without great players. So how much you agree to it? That if you want to win the match, you should have great players in your team.
Yes,
Yes, Adam.
yeah. Actually, I am agree with you 100%. Because always if you are working, yeah, if you are executing any projects, yeah, any things, if you are even the playing the any games, always required good players, those who can perform during the uh, execution, yeah, during the game playings. And always effort is required for all the team members, those who are playing well and those who are executing well. So if they will contribute all of them 100% with the great effort, then teams, yeah, organization, they can win the goal, they can achieve the goal.
Yeah, so good player for you is very important to achieve the goal. A goal can be for the team can be winning the match. So if there will be
Yeah.
good players, they can win the match. Okay, any other comment?
Yeah,
Nilesh?
yes, I had to add something. Good player is important. Also, teamwork is very, very important because if you take an example of IPL, some of the team has good players. If there is no proper teamwork, they can't win. So teamwork also is very important. Victory.
Yeah, so they should be good player, but they should play like a team. Only then they can win. That's a very good point. Any other thing?
Yes, I will add here that a great player we can also define like right people, because if you have right people, there people who know their job, who know how to do their assignment activities, where to hit the ball, where to uh, all these things, right people. So these are necessary for anything. Otherwise, if you don't have right people, maybe uh, you will be lost. Thank you.
Yeah, so you have to climb the tree and you have a
I,
very
I,
good
I
horse
would
with
like
you.
one more thing. I agree with 100% Jitesh and Mr. Irfan. He told us also, all teams should be means work together, then we will success. There is one very famous quote, I think so everyone familiar from this quote. Means just example, Jitesh is working A square and Irfan is working B square. Our progress, if they are working separately, then result will become only A square plus B square. But if they are working together, then it will become A plus B whole square. Means final result will be add A square plus B square plus 2ab. So if someone is working together, then definitely something will be add, means as like a square plus b square plus 2ab. If they are working separately, then they will only perform a square and b square. So this is the best example in the market. If they are working together, definitely something it will be add more.
So there is a math behind it that good teams
Yeah,
can make really wonderful, good players can make really wonderful teams.
Yeah, I had to add one more thing, sir. Good players need teamwork, also need a good leader to lead the team.
definitely.
Yes, this one I would like to either to win the match or to complete the project on time. Many factors are is there, individual performance, teamwork, and although the leadership, and someone will take the ownership, because sometimes the employee or the player can give their individual performance very well, but some people say they don't want to take the ownership. So this one, the many factors are there to come to win the match or to complete the project on time. So all factors are very important.
That's right. All factors are very important. That's what we are going to discuss today. That what are those factors? And that will broadly categorize into three areas today. So the first one, and for us it's the fourth one, is the attitude. So what attitude is? If I will like to simplify it for you, it's all about the character. So what character I have? And John Maxwell says that good character means you have to value other people. So I should have a character to value other people. So this is me. So this, I have a character, I value everyone, I value every people. But what happens, an external circumstances comes in front of us. So what I do when external circumstances comes, do I go fight and show and express to others with them? Or that fight goes within me? And then when it comes out of me, and to deal with other people with that external factors, it still goes like same way that I value people. So it's me. I have a very good character. Now a situation comes in the organization where there is a failure, there is an adversity, there is an rejection. So what I do, what fight goes on within me? It goes within me, or I go and express. People say, you are introvert. Leaders are introvert. Leaders should be introvert. All the fight, all the dealings with external factors should go within. So when it comes out in a way that you value other people. So character should be good. Whatever is the external factor with you, the characters remain good. And even in terms of failure or rejection, when you deal with the people, the character should be good. What Sarwar also raised one point that, a lot of factors depends, and one of them is taking ownership. So when the leaders, when they go to the field, what they do, they work like a 9 to 5, they work like, whatever is their responsibility, or they really take the ownership of the project and do the job perfectly. So attitude is what I think Sir was referring to, is very important. But let me understand from you, how do you think, how much is important, how much attitude is important when it comes to finding the leaders within you or within your organization? So how important is attitude? The character,
Yes, Abid bhai, attitude is a key to success. We can say it's most important things the people looks for in someone. Attitude always, play a important, vital role during executions, during playing any games, because everybody watching you as a leader, what kind of attitude you have, and accordingly they respond to you. If you have good attitude, if you are keeping good characters, then always those who are working under you, yeah, those who are working with you peoples, they always respect to you. And as per your attitude, they are going to take a own opinions, they are going to give a own opinions, they are going to give a own means favors. Even if you have means some problems, they will support to you due to your attitude. So attitude is always playing a key role to the success during execution of anything. Developing a positive attitude takes a practice and effort, which will be the better for everyone.
Yeah, so you're right that, people often see the leaders that were, and they keep on judging. So like
Yeah.
we also do, we look at the leaders, we keep on judging them. So, and if we see that they have a right attitude, they're still on it, they are still creating momentum, we go with the leader, and we also, keep the same momentum with them. That's right. Any other comments? How important is attitude in the leader?
Yes, I will add here that attitude is the main thing. I will say it is a blood for the whole assignment, because it is normal tendency people resist management. So we replace management with engagement. So if your teamwork sees that you have more attitude like more management like thing, then they resist you. Even if they cannot resist you openly, they will resist you behind the scene. So work cannot be completed. So good attitude of engagement, of course, will bring their thing. Thank you.
Yeah, so good attitude helps you complete your task, and it helps you completing task on the on time. So, any other comments? How important is attitude?
Yeah, attitude. We everybody know the example of attitude with the story of lion, because how lion become king in the forest. That's only because of attitude. We everybody heard, but just I repeat that. Because in the forest, lion is not the fastest animal, because our fastest animal is cheetah, and elephant is the biggest animal, strongest animal, and fox is wisest animal. If we compare to the ability, lion is not fastest, not biggest, not strongest, not a wise animal. But a lion is the king, because only because of this attitude. Because of one elephant come in front of lion, uh, elephant attitude will be, oh God, this lion is going to eat me, and I had to escape. But in the case of lion, it think, okay, this is a lunch for me, or this is supper for me and family. I got a good food. That's the attitude of lion. So that time, the elephant, strongest elephant, tried to escape from that, and lion is going to attack it. So the attitude only make the king. Thank you.
So if we compare it to the organization, many people may have different capability, different competency, but the people who will have right attitude can be considered for a leader, because you can relate it to the lion, because of right
Yeah.
attitude is a king.
Yeah.
Also, right attitude impact
Yeah.
overall performance and all the things.
This one positive attitude is very important. If we have the positive attitude, then we can make the good bonding among the team members. And sometimes, yeah, all the team members are not technically strong, but if you have the very good communication and among the team member and a good attitude, then we can make closure and nothing is impossible. We can achieve our target.
That's right. That positive attitude connects with others.
Yes.
Okay. So this was about attitude, more of the willingness, the other areas. Now, how about talent? How about ability? How important is ability and talent? If you remember when we were talking about the law of lead, so law of lead says that if your capability is 5 and you are here, your accomplishment, your performance cannot be 6 or 7 or 8. So you will stuck here, wherever is your capability is there. But the good news is, if the talent is there, you still can expand into that area. So for example, if we are going to find some cricketer and I want a batsman in my team, and if I see someone who has a very good technique of batting, so still I can take him because he has a good technique, he is gifted, he has a talent. So if he work hard, then he can really expand into that area. But if someone has the gift of batting technique and I need him as a bowler, whatever work, how hard I work, it does not matter. I will not be able to help him expanding into that bowling area. So that's the beauty of talent. And that's why in the organization, it's very important that we understand who has what talent. And if you remember last time we talked about the volunteering service in the organization, like a party time. So during the party time, we often see that some people have a very good, instinct, or they are driven towards organizing things, arranging things, and we see the leadership skills in them. So we can find that, oh yeah, he is gifted, he is talented in planning, organizing and all. So he can be, when he will become a leader, he can really prove himself that when it comes to planning, organizing, decision making, he can do it well. So he has that capability, he has that giftedness that I can see during, the small things. So when bigger role, he will come to a bigger role, he can prove himself. So how important is talent where you are looking for the leaders? The ability. How important is the ability?
Actually, just you have also given the same example regarding to find out the players. Just I am going to give a one more example, same regarding to find out the talent. You know, if means we are working inside the organizations, and in the organizations lots of manager is there, okay, but every manager are working, and they are, you know, doing our own jobs. But if you are the good talents, then, you know, in the crickets and in the field of sports, we can say everyone is a player, but we don't know some of the, you know, good footballers, some of the good bowlers, some of the good batsmen. Then, you know, Virat Kohli means if we will utilize as a good bowler, then never they will success more. But if we will utilize as a good batsman, then this then we can say there is some success. And so we should, you know, just I am giving the example, we should know where which player we can use. This is the one kinds of talents. If you are leading somewhere, then you should know right resources with right tools where you are going to utilize. You know, some of the organizations everyone is the boss, means managers, but some of the manager those who are leader, means some of the manager those who are boss, some of the manager those who are the manager only manage the things. The first you have need to identify you are working with whom. They are the leader, yeah, they are the boss, they are the managers. Then you can identify like which kinds of these are the players. Accordingly you have need to take your decision. So we can say, means if you are finding this type of things, then we can say this is the one kinds of talents, how you are going to utilize right resources with right times with the right tools.
Yeah, so right time is basically, you know, assessing the need and bring him on board. But what broadly you are saying, Saddam, that the manager or leader should know the ability of their team. So if he will know
Yeah,
the ability, he will have the capacity or the instinct to use his team properly in the right place and at the right time. So same
exactly.
like yeah, same like cricket. You know, sometimes
Yes,
captain has to change because of situation. And why he is able
yes,
to change? Because he knows the capability or the ability of his team, of his players.
right.
So any other comment, how important is ability? Okay, so let's move to the sixth one. Sixth one is accomplishment. And let's say some hiring process is going on in our organization and you are going to hire someone. So what we do, the first thing we ask for the CV. And when we get the CV, what we try to look into the CV. Maybe if someone is a new joinee, he is just graduate and just got qualified and applying for the job. What we see is the education, certifications and other achievements. But when we are going to hire a senior management team or a managerial role or a leadership role, when we look at the CV, what we try to find out is the accomplishment. Now, the question is why we are looking for that accomplishment is to understand, does he have the ability, does he has the ability to produce the result? Because in the end, leaders has to produce the result. So we want to check and understand, can he produce the result? So that's why we look at the accomplishment. Let's take the cricket example again. In India, if we are going to select an international cricket team or bring some player to the international cricket team, what is the first thing we look at? His record in the Ranji Trophy, his record at the state level, right? If he has a very good record at the state level or the Ranji Trophy, he has a good chance to get into the international team. And that's why, you know, the past record and accomplishment is very essential. So let's talk. How important is essential? How essential is accomplishment? Because if you talk, you can think of how should you change your CV to, you know, bring your accomplishment in front. So how important is accomplishment or the past results? In other
It
words,
is
what accomplishments or achievements you have put in your CVs?
and Mr. Ami, actually, this is the value engineering because what you have so many certificates, you have many academic career, but what we have achieved in the field practically. This is the main organization. They are running a business. They are not running a welfare organization. They don't want to help you uh, for anything with you. So they want to run his business. So what you have achieved in past. So this is the reason at senior position we don't want to. For example, if one person have so many certificates, all the certificate American or British certificate, but if one person who is hiring you, he will other person he don't have any certificate, but he have work on a hospital project. But the and client also the client is he is hiring for hospital, so he will hire for this hospital project because he actually know what is the specific of hospital. So this person know. This is the reason what you have finally delivered after getting everything. I will tell about me. I have done so many education, everything, but finally I delivered value. So this is the reason we people want to say value delivered. Thank you.
Yeah, people want to see value delivered. Indeed,
Yeah.
one interesting fact. Yes, Adam, I will come to you. One very interesting fact that we were interviewing for one of the manager's position, a candidate, and he had really a very high achievements, high accomplishments for him, and it was practically like since childhood he was working, and he has grown to the level of general manager and to the level of CEO. And when we asked him that why you have not included your education in the CV, he said, I'm not formally educated. And we were surprised. And not only that, he's not formally educated became, his criteria for qualification for us. And because we understood that he has a very good career, very good achievements, and he's not formally educated. Wow, this was the thing that came from us. Wow. So what Irfan is saying that accomplishment actually overcomes your qualification. That's true. And then I just thought, let's say if before interview we had asked him, before understanding his accomplishments and his achievements, if we had asked him why you are not qualified, why education is not there, and he will say, I'm not formally educated, I will think, who I am going to interview? He's not educated, but the same thing because of accomplishment becomes another accomplishment. So that was very interesting thing that happened in that interviews. Yes, Adam, you were trying to add something.
Yes, Abid bhai, yes. Your question was why means everyone written achievement in the CB, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So what was the actually, as per my knowledge, it's an indicator of your tendency of excellence. Means we can say it's also a suggestion that if you have done these things in the past, that you will likely to achieve even more in the futures. So it will be the give some indications for that positions. Okay, already he did in the past same things, that he can do more things in the futures if you are going to hire them. So that's why they are putting the some of the achievements which will show indication of your tendency of excellence, we can say.
That's right. And today I don't know why all the examples to my mind is coming from the cricket. So in cricket, in matches, sometimes what happens that a situation comes where we think that at this stage, we need someone who can make 100 runs, who can make a century. And at that time, if some batsman walks in and he has a past record of hitting, let's say, 20 centuries, we all get relaxed. Yeah, he has come now, so he will hit the century. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same thing you're saying, Saddam, that tendency, very good word, by the way, tendency of excellence. So if he has a tendency towards excellence, he will do repeat in the future also. So that's why it should be there. Okay, any other comments on how important is accomplishment or past performance? Yeah, Jidesh?
Yeah, sir, I have to add something. I think qualification and experience both are equally important. Because sometimes some people having more experience, but they may not be qualified, but they know the things more than qualified person. But if they want to achieve something, they need qualification also. So both are equally important to get an accomplishment or achievement.
Yeah, so both are equally important. So that's why we are saying that when you find someone who is qualified, so you assess the willingness and you assess the ability. And when someone is more experienced, then you see that what is the tendency of excellence. So both are important and we should assess all aspects, which Sarwar was saying, that all aspect we need to assess.
This one, in initial stage, of course, the qualification is important, but after the time being, every employee they are highlighting, I have this much of experience, because they are not saying I'm electrical engineer, mechanical engineer. They are focusing on their experience. Recently, I conducted one interview for the welder. Okay, so for welder, they don't have the this one education, but what the welders are expressing, yeah, I'm a very good welder, and in my welding, I have the zero defects. That means they are focusing on their experience and they don't have the zero effects. Same like the safety officer, what they're saying, I'm very good safety officer, and I'm monitoring my team, and there is no incident. So that means in initial stage, we are focusing on our education, but after the time being, now we are focusing experience in our past record. So this one, as for the situation, I think also is changing.
Yeah, you're right. As per the situation, people start seeing and assessing in a different way. So more experienced people like to see the accomplishment. Indeed, it just triggered one thing, which is important for all of us. Many times when it comes to making CV, what we do copy paste, right? We take someone's CV and then copy and paste into our CV. And okay, you can do that because it's good to model something. So modeling is saves time. Modeling is important, but at least when I see the CV, at least people should change the top headings. So when we are educated, when we rely more on education and certification in the initial stage, as server is saying, to get the job, at that time we write that, okay, I am looking for the organization where I can add value and I can grow. And that makes sense. I am looking for the organization. But when you have experience, when you have spent 10 years, 20 years, that statement should be changed. And we should write, that I have the capability with because of this achievements to add value to your organization. So people will understand that, yes, he has the capability who will, if come into the team, he can really help my organizations to develop. And those simple things people don't change in the CV, which is so important that at least change the headline because things change. Earlier, I was relying on my qualification. Now I am relying on my experience and I'm going to get the premium salary for that. So when I'm going to get the premium salary, I need to exhibit my experience, my accomplishment, and I need to tell that now you need me to grow your organization because of my accomplishments.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a good point.
Good point.
Yeah. So we covered all the 6. So let's recap. The first one, assess the need. I need a horse or a squirrel to climb the tree. So I will know, paint the picture. I need a squirrel. Second, look within your organization because they already know your culture and they are already influencing someone. But if you don't have a squirrel, you have only horses in your organization, then look beyond your organization. After that, you need to, see the 3 things into them. Number 1 is the willingness, which most of us said that in the initial stage of career, we should see the willingness, attitude, and other thing. Then number 2 is the ability, because if we need a batsman, we should look for the ability of batsman, not the bowler. And the third is the accomplishment, because in the end, we want someone at the senior level who can produce result. So he should have accomplishment in the past, tendency of excellence to perform again. Okay, so that's all from my side. I think we covered very fast. Anything else? Any other points come in your mind which you would like to share?